Hello friends, we will start with the topic reflection of light at curved surfaces. So on earth, with the help of the light only we can able to observe the things around us, and the major source of light is sun. During the daytime, with the help of the sunlight we will be able to look at the things around us, and during night times we take the help of the electrical things such as tube light bulbs, which provides us light during night. Do you know how we could be able to look at the things? It is because of light, right? So, how this process occurs? Look into this diagram. You can observe that the rays of the sun are falling on the plant, and the plant again is reflecting the light. So, the reflection of the plant which reaches the eyes. So, in this way, we could be able to see the plant. So, every object on earth reflects the light. Some objects reflects completely and some objects reflect certain amount of light. Look at this image friends, there is a window in this room. So from the window the sunlight is getting into the room. Still the room is very brightful. Do you know the reason? Because it is painted with white color. So white color reflects maximum amount of light. If the same room is being painted with a black color, it would be much darker. So you understood that how the color affects the reflection. So any dark color reflects less amount of light, whereas the white color reflects large amount of light. Look at this diagram friends. There are two situations in the diagram. In the first case, there is a straight pipe between the candle and the person. In the second case, the pipe is having a bend in the middle. So in the first case, the person is able to see the light because the pipe is straight. In the second case, the person is not able to see the light because of the bend. This shows that the light always travels in a straight line, which is also known as rectilinear propagation of light, which is being given by the scientist Fermat. I guess you got an idea about what the diagram is. The diagram is the law of reflection. You can observe in the diagram that the incident ray is being reflected in the same angle. The incident ray is the one which is coming from a light source. The light source may be the sun or a tube light or a bulb or a candle. When the incident ray touches any surface, it reflects in the same direction. So by this you can say that the angle of incidence is always equal to the angle of reflection. The incident ray and the reflected ray is being divided into two equal parts by the normal, which is the dotted line. So the incident ray is reflected on a mirror. The mirror surface is given in the diagram by a line at the below. This line, at the back of the line there are certain amount of curved lines, right? These curved lines show that this part of the mirror is being painted. You know that the mirror is being painted on one side. One side it is being painted and one side it is being plain. In this diagram you can see the three kinds of mirrors. The first one being the plane mirror, second one being the concave mirror, and third one being the convex mirror. So both the concave mirror and the convex mirror look same, but the difference is the polish which is being done. To the concave mirror, the polish is being done at one side, whereas to the convex mirror the polish is being done in the inner side. So I have already told you that the small lines denotes the polished surface. So this is the front side is where the reflection forms, and the back side is a polished area. What is this? You can call it as a ball, a circle, or a sphere, right? Anything which is round in shape is known as a sphere. So friends, think that this circle is a sphere ball made up of glass. So we have cut a small portion of it. There are two parts in the diagram, one is A, one is the B. So from the sphere circle of the glass ball, we cut a small portion. You can observe that the cutting portion, and by cutting it we separate it, it forms the B, right? So the outer portion of this particular glass piece has been polished, so it forms a concave mirror. Fine. So the concave mirror is also a part of a bigger circle, right? The diameter or radius of the concave mirror is same. So the sphere A has the same radius, whereas the small portion which has been cut is also have the same radius. From this diagram, you can easily understand that both the concave and the convex mirror are part of a sphere. But with respect to the concave mirror, the outer surface is being polished, whereas with respect to the convex mirror, the inner surface is being polished. This diagram gives you an exact understanding about how the 3 points are on the concave on the convex mirror. P denotes the pole, whereas F denotes the focus and C denotes the center of curvature. The line which is drawn from the C to P is known as the principal axis. You might be thinking that suddenly why this cave came into middle. So think that you are standing in front of the cave. There are two caves to the mountain, and the cave is like a hole in the mountain, right? So in the same way, the concave mirror also looks in the same way. There should be a bend in front of you, curve in front of you. Standing in front of a cave or standing in front of a concave mirror should be similar. I gave you this example because lot of students make the mistake of drawing convex mirror in place of the concave mirror. They get confused in the exam and do the other thing, and they lose entire marks.